Are you looking for an easy, healthy side dish you can make in less than 15 minutes? I've got you covered.
Do you break into a sweat with even the thought of having company? I'm here to help. After trying just a few of my hosting tips, you'll be more than ready to say, come on over.
Jimmy and I recently jumped on the cauliflower rice trend. So we made a dish, stuffed pepper skillet, which we filmed and we'll link it down below. And what happened was we had a giant bag then of cauliflower rice. And so I started looking for any other recipe I could use cauliflower rice in. And I came across cauliflower grits, which sounds kind of weird, I know.
Kiss my grand!
But I thought, well, I'll give it a try. It is not difficult. It only has 5 ingredients, and one of those is salt and pepper combo, so it doesn't even count. But it has cauliflower, rice cauliflower, milk, butter, and grated parm. And it is one of the best sides I have ever made. Imagine our astonishment. Now, I will say this, you have to like cauliflower. If you don't like cauliflower, you're not gonna like cauliflower grits. And this actually came paired with shrimp. So it was a shrimp and grits with a healthy twist. So the first thing you do is you get your burner going on medium high, and you just go ahead and put in your riced cauliflower. And since I forgot to get a spoon, I'm just gonna use the measuring spoon, and I will grab a spoon here in a moment. Okay, it is going, and we're gonna let that get warm. I now have the Michigan spoon, and I've got it in the pan. And at this point, what you do is you add the milk. But before we do that, I want to tell you that you can start with a head of cauliflower, just a straight up head of cauliflower, cut it up, rice it up yourself in your food processor if you want to. If you don't want to do that, and you want to take the easy route, the super easy route, like I did, just buy riced cauliflower. Same thing, it's awesome. So now I'm gonna add a cup of 1% milk. Now, we are not 1% milk drinkers in this family, but I happen to have on hand 2% milk and skim milk. And you combine those and guess what you get? 1% milk.
Yes, science!
So I do start out that way, and you can see this is very milky, and if it gets down to a consistency I don't really like, I will add some heavy whipping cream to it. So I've got my milk in here, and then I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of butter. Now, I did tweak this recipe because we didn't want to make the whole recipe. We wanted to make just part of the recipe. So I thought, well, I won't put in all that much cauliflower, but I'm putting in all that butter because I'm a Southern cook now, and you always have room for more butter.
If someone says add a good amount of butter, add a good amount. Hint, there's no such thing as too much, but there is such a thing as too little.
So this needs to kind of combine for, I think it says about 10 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and add some salt and pepper too. And yes, I know people have thought this is ridiculous, but I just get out the old salt and pepper shakers and just use that. So it calls for kosher salt and fresh ground pepper. So what I do is I start with about a half a teaspoon of each. If I can get that in there, let's see. Nope, I'm gonna start with a 1/4 teaspoon. And then I can add more later if I need to. What you wanna make sure you do is don't add too much because you can't take it out. There are ways to reduce it, but it's easier to start with less and add more. And I'm not gonna add a huge amount of pepper to this. When we tried this dish, we thought, well, what if we added a little heat to it? And you could do that. You could put in paprika, cayenne, red pepper flakes. We kind of like how smooth it is without that spice in there, but you do you. If you like spicier, do it. Let's kill some time while this reduces down in 10 minutes. Well, we're almost at the 10-minute mark, and this is really reducing down nicely, but I want to show you how it's not quite ready. So if I pull this and you see all that liquid still stay there, we don't quite want that. We want it to be a little more dense. So it's a little bit more like grits. If you've ever made grits before, you don't want them to be milky. You want them to be somewhat solid. So we're gonna keep working on this until it gets down to the exact right consistency.
A few moments later.
All right, it has finally gotten to the consistency I wanted. I've turned off the burner, and now for the best part. I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of shaved parm. It calls for shredded parm, but we've discovered that shaved parm, shredded parm, same thing. And I don't know if you can see this, but that cheesiness really gets in there and makes it absolutely wonderful.
I'm just crackers about cheese.
It's really more of a cheesy grit than it is a straight cauliflower grits. At this point, I'm just going to put the lid on it and let that cheese meld into the cauliflower. I really want to encourage you to try this dish. It's healthy, it's easy, and you will love it. Okay, this is the Michigan spoon. All right, did you get that?
Come on over. Now go make someone feel special today.